evening, good whatever it is, wherever you are. My name's Katie O. This is the Moon Mom Musings. Welcome back to my living room for another astrology energy people for today, the 1st of November 2021. We're in a waning crescent moon in the sign of Virgo. And I got the vibe of Tetris. Yeah? Stacking boxes, building things, yeah? Multitasking, maybe. It's almost like one-man band. Like, they can do it all kind of vibe. It's really, really interesting. It's like feeling extremely capable. It's feeling really able-handed. It's like feeling like you can build and create and move and put things where they need to be and make sure that you create some sort of, well, whatever it is that you want to create, really. It's like being the master builder, being able to do whatever the heck you want, yeah? I also heard, we built this city, we built the city on rock and roll. So maybe some of you guys are particularly connected to music in the energies right now. But yeah, we built this city on rock and roll. But also as a bit of a segue, when I heard we built this city on rock and roll, I kind of thought to myself, oh, hey, I mean, this one is rock and roll really very good at, like, making productive tasks happen. You know what I mean? Doesn't seem like I got the picture of, like, it's like a bunch of, like, hair rock stars, like, showing up at a building site. And it's like, this might not quite be as productive as we want it to be. You know what I mean? So maybe you're dealing with a little bit of an energy of procrastination. Maybe there's a touch of procrastination right now. But we're certainly, we're building this city on rock and roll right now. We're, maybe also, like, rock and roll, right? Maybe things are moving and shaking a little bit more for us. Maybe the energy is building, and maybe you're feeling kind of like, yeah, rock and roll, like, yeah, it's moving and shaking, it's changing, I mean, we knew this was going to happen, right? Things are going to start loosening up. We're not feeling so stuck anymore. And when we're willing to move, the universe is willing to move with us. All right, let's talk about astrology. What's going on? We have 4 aspects to talk about today. First and foremost, we have the moon in a trine with Uranus, which is in the sign, it's retrograde still, in the sign of Taurus. So the changes happening around us are expanding and enriching our environment. I'm getting really environment. I got really big, like, the place that you call home, like the lay of the land, like literally the physical place. So maybe some of you guys are moving. Maybe some of you guys are renovating. Maybe some of you guys are going on holiday. Maybe either way, there is this change of location I'm feeling. Yeah. When Uranus is in the sign of Taurus, it has a lot to do with our values. Okay. And it can definitely have to do with, to a certain degree, with the place that we live, but more with in terms of its stability. Yeah. Its viability, not actually the physical place. But Uranus is in retrograde, right? And Uranus is normally the one that expands, or that it's like the unexpected changing energies, right? So when it's in retrograde, it's not so unexpected, but it's still I mean, it's abrupt. It's still abrupt. It's just that we've seen this coming for some time, yeah. And I do feel that there is some sort of, it's like we're making some sort of a physical change of location for our better stability. We know what values are ours now, and we know what we have to sort of do in order to claim those values. And obviously this can apply differently for you. It can maybe be some of you guys are physically moving, or maybe some of you guys are just actually moving away from something that, you know, an old mindset or an ideal that didn't serve you. It could be either way. Just put yourself where you want to be. But definitely, I feel this. It's like yeah. It's like moving to higher ground almost. Moving to higher ground, seeking higher ground. Yeah, it's like knowing that where you are right now is too close to, it's like, I'm getting imagery of, like, when the tsunami was around in Thailand in 2000, and I believe it was 13. There were, like, basically they saw the wave was coming, right? So they had to seek as high ground as possible, so that when this massive tidal wave hit, you would be above the destruction, right? You would be higher than the way that the waters rise. So maybe this trine with Uranus today is helping us just find higher ground in whatever that means for you. Okay, that's what it is. Higher ground. The moon is also opposite Neptune. So I'm feeling like we are kind of like walking a bit of a tightrope with regards to what's real and what might be more stories that we tell ourselves. Moon in Virgo is really, really good at overthinking things, and often overthinkers love to fill in blanks where they cannot. Yeah. Where there is a lack of information, they extrapolate to sort of fill that space. And I'm feeling very much right now that we are not quite sure exactly if we can truly trust what's happening right now as real life, or as viable, or as sustainable, or as something long term. This push and pull, right, in opposition is about the playing tug of war, and Neptune is all about our intuition and our dreams and our the unknown and all of that wonderful stuff, the stuff that we might not see so clearly, the illusions we tell ourselves. And the moon in Virgo is very, 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 very in the head. It can be extremely compassionate, by the way, but it's definitely a lot in the head. So I'm hearing that we really have the potential to be telling ourselves some nasty stories, or to be getting all worked up in those old patterns that we know that we're trying to get rid of: self-doubt, lack mentality, etc., etc. So just to deal with this, remain grounded. Try not to overthink situations that you can't immediately influence. Really, this is a not my monkeys, not my circus kind of vibe with this moon opposite Neptune. If you can't touch it, feel it, concrete, know it, be told firsthand what happened, do not fill in blanks that you don't have the exact information for. All right? Do not extrapolate right now. Not today, especially. Don't extrapolate. Literally take things at face value. It's very important to take things at face value. Stay grounded. Moon is also trining Pluto. So I'm hearing that the practicality of Virgo Moon is kind of being expanded by this Pluto vibes that are in the air. We've had extreme Pluto vibes. I mean, it's Scorpio season. The sun is in Scorpio. Mercury is going to Scorpio on the 6th. Mars is in Scorpio. There's a big fire. I mean, it doesn't even matter who else is going to be in Scorpio. Just the sun and Mars in Scorpio, for like, that is big vibes. Big stuff. Right? Big stuff. So Plutonian energy is extremely strong right now, and that is the energy of transformation, is the energy of death and rebirth. It can be uncomfortable. Absolutely. Yeah. But in the end, it's going to be for the greater good. Yeah. Mercury is also trining Jupiter, and I like this because Mercury finishes its retrograde shadow tomorrow on the 2nd of November. So we might, this energy it's like this bleeds around. I feel this particular aspect is kind of affecting us for a few days. And it's just going to be that this Mercury retrograde shadow, once it finally kicks out of gear for us, when it really finally clears out and ships off, there is going to be a massive unblocking of energy. This huge shift where it's just like, all of a sudden we feel more articulate. All of a sudden our electronics work better. All of a sudden we're able to make travel plans. All of a sudden our health is doing really well. Just all of these Mercurian vibes, all of these very, very airy kind of stuff. The thoughts, the communication, everything just like, boom, it's just like all of a sudden it's crystal clear. Everything's fine. All right. So it might not be today, but it could be in the surrounding days that you're going to have your click. Everything's cool. Yay. All right, dears. I'm going to get you a card of the day from the Tarot del Toro. And then we'll pull a little bit from the bag of tricks and see what the energy is of today, the 1st of November. What do we got? We have the Star. Some of you guys, Aquarius energy. This is really great. Aquarius energy is all about, and actually, that's okay. They're tip of the hat to the, and the Chariot and Justice. Ooh, interesting. Okay, all three major arcana today we're dealing with. All right, we have the Star, the Chariot, and Justice. So if we're dealing with this with a triplet, I'm very much seeing that we are finally seeing forward motion because we have healed ourselves, because we have changed ourselves, because we have innovative things, because we have looked at old ways of thinking and thought to ourselves, this can surely be better, and then made the necessary steps to do so. We put the eyes on the prize. We've figured out what we want, what our destiny is, all of this wonderful stuff. And also because now we are willing to balance things out. Now we are willing to play nice, play by the rules, honor the contract, make sure things are reciprocal. We've done a lot of work to balance out energies in ourselves that were so far out of balance, they were poisoning us. Yeah, especially these two guys, like these two together. Yeah, these two together. This tells me there was a lot of healing to do with reciprocity. There's a lot of healing to do with give and take. There's a lot of healing to do with our inner masculine and feminine. There has just been this complete overhaul, which then brings us to a place where we can move and shake, where we can go forward, where we can cultivate this Cancer energy and figure out what it is that we want for our home and go and get it. Yeah. Fourth house energy has a lot to do with this nurturing sense of where we belong. Yeah. So if you are somebody that felt for a long time that they didn't know where their place was in the world, that they weren't sure if they were on the right track, that they didn't know if the people around them were serving them, that they were just generally confused about the viability of their current situation. This is telling me that you are definitely on the right track. Whatever is happening, full steam ahead, exactly to where you need to be in order to make all of your dreams come true. Bravo, 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 bravo. I love that. I think that this is really nice vibes. Some of you guys also, sorry, hold on. They're saying some of you guys also might have had some. They were pointing at the Justice card. Sorry, they wanted to say some of you watching have some sort of legally binding contract or a court case or a financial agreement that you were extremely worried about, and they're saying that it's going to be very healing for you to walk away from it. You to move full steam ahead away from whatever this energy is. But the presence of these three cards is quite positive. All right, you've definitely you're going to come out on top if you were worried. Like for example, if you are undergoing a court case right now, and you were worried whether or not you were going to win the case. This is strong suggestions that it will turn out in your favor with three major arcana, and the three that there are here. Let's just for fun. 8. 7. Oh yeah, the Chariot and Justice are consecutive too. 15, 25, 30, 32 breaks to a 5. Yeah, big change. Big change. Big change. Beautiful. 5 is also the Hierophant. This is change that's going to be long-lasting. Long-lasting. You're setting really, really good structural foundations for the things that you do want to do. I mean, also, keep in mind, guys, the Chariot and the Star together, coming out together, that's also saying that, like, there will be stability in the dreams that you have, even if they do seem a little bit out there. Maybe atypical, maybe just... the road less traveled. Yeah. One more little double here. Okay. Withdraw, create, be artistic. Okay. Some of you guys are going to be going into a little bit of a hermit mode. No, they stopped me. It's not a hermit mode. I'm sorry. Some of you guys are going to be going into a safe haven. Some sort of a safe haven. There's like, it's somewhere temporary. It's like a halfway house almost. There's this little bit of, it's like you're just gonna retreat from the world for a few days and be creative. Express yourself. This is Sacral Chakra energy. For some of you guys, you're going to have a little bit of energy of withdraw away and just express whatever it is within your Sacral Chakra. Yes, it can be the stereotypical things that we talk about with the Sacral Chakra with regards to sexuality, but it could also very, very, very much be about creation. Some of you may be, and this isn't for everyone, obviously, but some of you guys might have been trying to conceive, and I do feel like maybe this is a sexy weekend that maybe you will. Some of you have been needing to take time away from your busy schedule so that you can work on a project that you love. Yeah. Some of you guys have a beautiful creative streak for whatever it is, and it doesn't have to be like painting or whatever, but it's just something that you feel that you pour your passion into, and you've been neglecting it, and they want you to take time out and go and cultivate it, go work on it, get your hands dirty. I heard abandonment and divine timing. All right, so you've been dealing a lot with this fear of abandonment, okay? And your healing about it was all in divine timing. There's a lot of things that weren't happening in your life for you because you still hadn't healed that issue with abandonment, and now you needed to, and it's like the universe had to make it so that you were walking down a certain path in order to encounter the certain combination of obstacles necessary for you to learn the lessons about what this abandonment was, and that took time. Mm-hmm. Some of you guys are waiting to walk away from a situation for the right moment. And I'm hearing be very careful with that for the right moment thing, because it's so easy. Like, I'm not second guessing your ability to discern when is a good time to make a decision or take action or whatever. What I'm just saying here is that when we are trying to take action for things that are risky, let's say, it gets really easy for us to talk ourselves out of it. Okay. So when you're saying, I'm going to wait for the right time, just make sure, check in with yourself. Okay. What is your qualifications for the right time? And if you're saying it can't be the right time because of this, and A, B, and C reasons why it's not the right time are purely based on your own fear of discomfort, then that's where you are very careful. For example, you're saying, I'm going to wait to sell my house when the market's stronger. And it's like, okay, well, that's a pretty ambiguous thing to say. What do you mean stronger? What do you mean the market's stronger? Okay. And you're going, oh, well, I'm afraid I'm going to lose a lot of money and not be able to buy another house. Okay. That's a restriction. Okay. Yes, it's a realistic restriction that I completely understand, like taking the time to think about, right? But I don't think that it should necessarily mean that you constantly wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, because you could find yourself waiting forever. Okay. And then it could have been the thing that you're supposed to be doing could eventually abandon you if you're waiting around too much. All right. Master your craft and delay. Okay. So even if you're not where you want to be, it's because you still have some learning to do, and they're going to just slow you down a little bit so that you can take the necessary time to master whatever it is that you're trying to do. We've had be creative and master your craft in the same thing. So I feel like some of you guys are actually doing tactile things, like using your hands. Some of you, it is art. Some of you, it's building or construction. Either way, it's tactile. And they say, take your time when you're doing this. Measure twice, cut once. Okay? Take your time. Don't rush through this. I was watching, I watch a lot of, I don't watch a lot of tarot these days, but there's a few people that I really, really, really love. If you're looking for a great reader, Sand Tarot, Turning Tides. They are my two go-to ladies these days. I absolutely adore them. Turning Tides Tarot was talking about something that I really, really enjoyed, and now I've lost my train of thought. What was it? We're talking about master your craft and delay. What did she? Oh yeah, she was talking about remodeling a kitchen, and I was like, my God, I think I was talking about remodeling a kitchen yesterday. But it's this idea of like if you're rushing to, like, you know, you need to do your kitchen, right? And you're rushing and you're like, oh, I just got it'll be fine. But you might hate where you decided to put the sink. You know, you might rather the sink be closer to a window, and you hadn't thought of that until you were trying to do the dishes in the dark all the time, and you just wished, and you had to turn on your light, and you wished you could just do it by natural light. Whatever, random example, but still just like little semantics. It's like if you rush through, you might find yourself with little annoyances later on that could have easily been solved if you would have taken your time and just like given maybe things a little bit of time to, like, taken time to consider. Look, we're in a Virgo Moon right now, and Virgo Moon is very intellectual. Mm-hmm. It's ruled by Mercury, which is going into retrograde, and we're going to have these epiphanies. We're going to have these clicking moments where those Mercurian energies start to flow again. So until you feel that dam unblock, just be very, very wary about making decisions too brash. Deja vu and expire. Yeah, you're worried that because of a former situation, that the risk that you want to take is going to backfire on you. You might have tried to make some sort of a risky move in the past that maybe not be exactly the same, but kind of along the same vein. It could also be completely different. You could just be afraid of putting yourself out there in general And it's because maybe, I don't know, when you were a kid, somebody laughed at you when you stood up and sang Frère Jacques at the school play. But there is something about you're dwelling on the past, and it's keeping you from moving forward because you're worried that you're going to meet the same demise as you did before. And don't worry about that kind of stuff. You are protected, and you're doing things very differently. I mean, Justice, the Chariot, and the Star. Let's just look at that one more time, my friends. Justice, the Chariot, and the Star. This is, you've done so much healing, and you've balanced your karmic scales, and now you are moving forward towards all of your dreams. So just leave the past where it's meant to be, in the past, in the rearview mirror. You can look back every so often and go, oh yeah, I appreciate it for what it was and what it gave to me, but it's already gone, and you can't bring it back. All right. Okay, dears, that's it for me. I will see you I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, I'm sorry for anything you're going through if I've made you feel a certain way. Thank you for being a beautiful being and lending your energy to this circuit that I hold so dear. Thank you to your guides, my guides, the Ascended Masters, and whatever angels and energies, goblins and gremlins and whatever the heck were involved in, throwing my pen at you, in getting us these clear, concise messages for our greatest good whenever it may find them. They're timeless messages. We may find them tomorrow or a month from now or 8 years from now. If you're here listening to me, there's something in here for you, and use your discernment to pick it all out. I love you to the moon and the stars and to infinity and beyond and back. And I accept this, and I hope you do too. But if not, it's all good. We'll catch you again. Bye.